Welcome back to my channel. If you're already a subscriber here, God bless you. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being part of this wonderful family. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe so that we can be one family. In case you don't know me, I am christianparenting, and the channel you are watching is Divine Moment for Parents with Queensada. So today I will be sharing with you what I titled 10 Tips for Effective Discipline to help our children, to help your child. As parents, parenting is everyday routine. It's our everyday routine. It's what we do every day, not what we do occasionally. But some are getting it right by the grace of God, while some are still seeing it as a big task, which I know that is really a big task. You need divine help of God for you to be able to do the needful. So it's also important for parents to understand the rules and limits that can be used to promote effective discipline in our home. Here are some tips that I put down. If you really, if it's well applied, we get results from what I'm going to explain to you now. So there are not actually bad children, but bad behavior. Every child that God has brought into this earth, they are all blessings and they are all good. No one is bad. But there is the behavior here that is bad, not the child. So everything God made is beautiful. So parents should be, should know this. We should understand this. So one of the tips that I put together here, number one tips of this is parents should be realistic and expect a child to act like a child. A child should act like a child. Expect that as parents, because it's not normal for you to see a child behaving like an adult. No, let them be themselves, let them act themselves, let them enjoy every bit of their stage, because that is how God made them as children. They are children. They should behave like one. So we should also understand that these children, they have some foolishness, what we call foolishness, but to them, that is the way they are. It's normal. But we, as an adult, we know that this thing that this child is doing is not correct, is not right. So that is why God has empowered us. He has given us the ability to, to be able to control them, to be able to train them, to be able to, organize them. So that is what we should know, that this is the reason why God made us parents. So for you to be able to take care of these wonderful children that He has given to us. For example, we know that children, they like, scattering things. You see them messing up the house and all that. But parents that do not understand what they will do next, when they say that this one has, poured this one is spoiled, this one that spoiled this up, this one, you see them hitting their children anyhow. It's not like that. You know that this is a child, and because when I visit most homes at times, you see them complaining, this child, they're always scattering things, they're always doing this. I'll tell them, I will simply tell them that these children are carrying out their ministry. That is their ministry. As children, they are acting themselves, they are behaving as children that they are. So how you can discipline such a child is that, okay, this child has messed up this place, this child has done this, okay, come back, start arranging what you have done. So when you engage the child and let him take, let him or her take that responsibility of putting together what he has scattered and all that. When when the child does it for some time, you see that child will, will get sense and know that instead of me to give myself this work, I think I have to stay clear from this particular thing. So depending on their age. So if the child is is a kind of little, so it's our own duty as parents to know that this child, I have to lift up some things in my home to make sure that they cannot get to that place, to scatter. Because I saw a woman at a time, she was a kind of lamenting, angry that she bought a new phone, very beautiful, expensive phone. So that very day she bought this phone, she just kept it on the table while she was cooking in the kitchen. Before she knew it, the child that is creeping us, grabbed the phone, pieces it on the floor, and this woman was crying, beating the baby. I told her that you can't blame that child because everything to them looks like a toy and they treat everything like toy. So what you need to do is that what you know that is very important at home, you should make sure that you put it where they cannot reach. Don't put it within their reach. Because when the child touch that thing and spoil it, it's not for you to start hitting or slapping a baby, a child that do not know anything. So you are not doing you are not playing your role as parents. You are not doing what you're supposed to do. So leave those things up. Just arrange them where they cannot get to. So that is how to handle such babies. You don't store and make sure that because they're still tender, most of them don't know what is harmful, they don't know what can harm them, they don't know. So make sure that you protect them. Try to seal up some electrical stuff in your home and make sure that it's not affecting, so that the child will not be injured or hurt. So we should know that these children are children. They should act like children that they are. So that is why we're here to guide them and to control them, to organize them. It's not by, I have to discipline this child, this and that, so that, she or he will not grow with that attitude. After beating that child, the child will not understand why you beat him or her. So all these things we should be realistic as parents and expect them to behave their age, to behave as child that they are. Number 2, use few words to explain how your child should behave. Make the child understand what is expected of him or her. For instance, maybe you are going out now to visit a friend, you want to see a friend, and you are this type that don't want your child to eat out or to eat something from a stranger, or you have to teach this child in advance. Make them know at home that we don't collect anything from anybody, even no matter whom that person is to me. Don't collect anything from that person. So you have trained that child to be like this because this is how you want it, and this is how you want the child to grow. Growing without what we call long throats, trying to collect something from people, eating here and there. So you have to make sure that you inculcate that attitude into the life of your child. Probably when you are going out, just buy something, get some chops and all that for him, put in your handbag, so that when you get there, you can even occupy the child with your snacks and all that, so the child will not be able to long for somebody else's food or whatever. So when you explain it to the child, you make the child to understand that this is how I want you to behave. So I assure you that child will follow suit. The child will behave exactly how you want him or her to behave. If the child is doing, otherwise, it's not normal. You have to lay hand, as a godly parent on the child and cast that spirit out of him or her, meaning that it's not normal. But a normal child, as you have explained this, you have made the child to know that, okay, this is how I want you to behave, this is what I want from you, and this is what is expected of you. You don't need to hit, you don't need to spank before you expect the child to understand. No, just calmly make the child to understand how you want him or her to behave. Number 3, lots of privilege. There are some privileges that you've given to your child or children. That maybe after a while you discover that this thing that I've given to this child, it will not help this child. Maybe it may cause distraction in the life of that child. So you have to, that is why attention is needed. That is why attention is most important tools, in child training. So you have to make sure that you are attentive to your children. You see what is happening around them to know what to correct and what to encourage. Because when you see that the privilege that you're giving to that child is a kind of distracting to that child, it's now for you as parents to withdraw that privilege until the child is matured enough to handle it. Just for instance, there was a time that my husband got a phone for my daughter. She was still, she was still small. Then I called. I told her that you see that you are still in, you are still young. I don't want you to open Facebook. I don't want you to Facebook on your phone and all that. So she agreed with me. At the end of the day, one day I discovered that, oh, she has Facebook in her phone, and I saw her picture there, meaning that she has, open Facebook account. She has an account. When I discovered, I told my husband, look at what happened. Immediately, we collected that phone from her. We seized that phone from her. So we told her that means you are not matured enough to handle this phone. When you get to the stage that you need it, we'll give you, we buy a phone for you. That was what happened. That ends it. So it's not about hitting, blowing your child, slapping. No, that is not it. So you have to apply all these techniques to make, for you to get your required results. So that is what happened that time. We withdrew that from her and all that. So at the right time, we bought a new phone and we gave to her when we know that she has come of age for her to use it wisely. So that is why we are there as parents to guide these children, to organize them and to put them in order at all times. Because if you don't discipline your children, if you don't train them, your children will be out of control. So this is what it takes for you as parents to make sure that you are close to your children and to give them what they need at every particular time. So number 4, don't look away from source of behavior. Don't look away from any source of behavior. If you see your child misbehaving, you have to dig the source, find out what is the cause of this reaction. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? I have to get to the root, because a behavior that you ignore is always a sign of a deeper problem. So if you ignore that behavior today, that misbehavior today, it will cause more harm. It will cause deeper problems for the child, which will eventually affect your home. So you have to make sure that you don't look away from it. You have to look at it. Okay, what is causing this? Why is this child behaving like this and all that? So that when you can get to the root of it, it will be easier for you to find a way to correct the mistakes and whatever the issue may be. Number 5, for better behavior, your child needs to understand that everyone needs to contribute to the running of the home. Your children should understand that everyone at every stage of your children's life, they can do something. Everyone in the home can do something. Don't be the one that, because I have house help, I have somebody assisting in the house, I have a housekeeper, so I'll just allow my children to be like that, their own, you just give them food, they eat and all that. You thought, life is not like that, to my fellow parents. Life is not lived that way. So let them understand that even at your age, you can do something in the house. At your age, you can sweep. At your age, you can arrange your clothes. At your age, you can wash your own dishes. Those things, make sure that you train your children, you teach them all those things, depending on their levels, in the home. So let them know that they can contribute to the running of the home. Number 6, disciplinary measures should be fair. A disciplined child is one who has been made to understand that adhering to instructions is the right way to grow. We all love children that are disciplined. So you have to put in your efforts to discipline your children by using the right approach to discipline them. Let it be fair. Don't punish them, but give them the right discipline that is expected of you as godly parents. Formula that is more than or greater than God's own formula. God's formula is the best. Number 7, children that are spanked are more aggressive. When you spank children anyhow, you hit them, slap them, blow them, conk them, they are more aggressive. Because over time, those children will get used to that system. They will get used to that approach. You find out that they are more aggressive. You have made them to know that that is the way to live, and that's the way, that's the right way to live. You see them fighting everywhere because they're already used to it from their home. So when they get used to this pattern, it's dangerous, because whatever you tell them, whatever instruction you are giving to them, they will not take it. They will do what they have to do in mind, because they feel that, after all, I know what is expected. So you have to use the right approach. Number 8, recognize their positive behaviors and use it to correct the bad behavior. Let them see the difference between getting it right and when you are getting it wrong. Recognize their positive behaviors. So when you see your child, you know the good part of that child, you know what that child has been doing that is, giving you joy, that is good. You call that child that, that is good. This is nice, so keep on doing this. This is good. This will help you tomorrow. It will help you in your future. So, but this, why you are the one doing this? Why do you think that you cannot change from this particular one? So stop this. This is not right for you. So this is better for you. So make the child to know those things that makes you happy about that child. Commend it. Let the child know that, yes, this is the right thing that is doing, that is really commendable. So you can use it to correct the wrong ones that that is not really healthy for the child. So meaning you have to recognize positive behaviors and use it to correct the wrong ones that you do not want the child to do. Number 9, state your request in the positive. Tell them what they can do. Tell them the strengths they have. Tell them what God has put in them that will give, that will make them better than others. So let them know that. Don't look at the weakness, don't look at their weakness and bring them down. No, just look at the strength. Use their strength to exalt them. Use their strength to strengthen them. Okay, for instance, you are very good in this, in this particular thing. You are very good in this thing. Why not keep it up? This, this is better for you. This is good and all that. So when you see the child doing something that is not, you say, no. You are too loaded to be doing this. You are too smart for this kind of a thing. Why don't leave? You don't belong to that class. So this is where God has placed you. Let them know that. Let them see their strengths and see that their strength has been recognized, that their strength can help them to achieve bigger things in life. So that is why we are there as parents, to support them, to help them grow into a responsible and matured adults. So that is our role as parents. This is how we should handle our children. Number 10, above all, is Jesus that you need to discipline your children effectively. You need the help of Christ. You can't do it alone. Even everything that I listed there, you need His wisdom to implement it. You need His wisdom to do it rightly. So Jesus is the solution to our home. So accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. If you've not received Him before, please receive Him as your Lord and Savior, so that He can give you the wisdom and the grace you need to discipline your children effectively, that will not hurt them, but that will help them in the future. God bless you, and see you in my next video. If you want me to do a video for you, that you have something or you have a concern that you want us to discuss, you want me to do a particular video for you, please don't hesitate. As soon as I see your message, I will do that video, I promise. So just leave it in my comment section below that you need so video, you want me to talk about this and this, I will do that for you. God bless you. I love you all, but Jesus loves you more. Bye-bye. Bye for now.